What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris with game number 2 between Tidehunter on the Radiant, I guess Tidehunter slash Alliance on the Radiant, and Rox.Kis on the Dire. Tide did take game number 1 with a game where they pretty much took every single trade in a beneficial fashion for them. Like, every single trade that they made was slightly in favor of them or hugely in favor of them. And Rox.Kis, even though they had a Phantom Lancer, he really didn't get enough. Tide made sure that they closed out the game before PL really got to be a large problem, and even though PL was getting a lot of farm, Loda's Gyrocopter was getting just as much farm and then some. Like, Gyrocopter was very, very farmed in the entire game, and really there was no way for the PL to catch up, and even if he did, he probably wouldn't have been able to really compete with that Gyrocopter because everyone else on the Tide team was so stacked. So, in this new game, we will see if Rox.Kis can pull something out against the Tidehunter powerhouse. Best of luck to them. They're going to open up with the Nature's Prophet as well as the Life Stealer. So, they're ready to get that Nature's Prophet, which was very, very problematic for them last game. Bulldog was always there to take the last hit, and that's it. Teleport in for the kill steal. At the end, he was dealing a lot of damage, even like comparable to the Phantom Lancer on the other end, I would say. But they're going to pick that one up, Life Stealer as well as Darkseer too. So they'll have a lot of off-lane control. Nature's Prophet is probably going to go to the jungle with this setup. Life Stealer is going to be their primary farmer most likely. And yeah, they do have the Life Stealer Nature's Prophet combination, so they can have some global control with that Nature's Prophet Life Stealer combination if they do choose to be aggressive globally, which they can. Not too sure if they're going to at this point, but it's really up to them as to how they want to proceed. Tide, on the other hand, they're going to go for Batrider, Gyrocopter, as well as Leshrac. I think it's S4's Batrider that's going to be most likely heading towards the mid lane. Loda probably going to play the Gyrocopter after last game's performance. I would see no reason why they would not let him play that Gyrocopter again. Then the Leshrac to support, get a little bit more guaranteed stun. Tide probably will look up to, well, not going to pick up the Bane, as Bane is banned out right now. But, yeah. Probably want to get some lockdown for the Life Stealer. They do have the Lasso, which could possibly be enough. Depending on what Rox.Kis pick up for their final support heroes, Shadow Demon as well as Lina have already been banned out. And Tide right now, they have a little bit of a benefit in this kind of situation because they already have a support hero. They're going to be looking for their secondary support hero, probably someone like Chen or Enchantress for Aki, which is, well, there you go, Chen banned out. But Rox.Kis, their support heroes pretty much aren't there. Nature's Prophet I would not consider a support. Darkseer is, I mean, he could kind of support, but you would really want him to go for that quick mech and do other things with his gold and time. And then Life Stealer clearly is not. So, seeing as though all these supports are being banned out right now, Tide, with the existing support that they already have, should have an edge. Ooh, Tide themselves are actually going to ban out the Enchantress. So I guess they have other plans for their pick. The Enchantress would have fit pretty well. Between the Enchantress and the Leshrac, I think they would have had some pretty hard pushing power. And also remember the fact that Tide do have the pick after this ban phase is over. So they clearly are not aiming to do that with a Enchantress onto Aki. So they clearly have something else planned. We'll see what that is. Rox.Kis waiting for their final ban. Shadow Demon, Bane Elemental, both of the heroes that haven't banned out, partner very well with Leshrac. And I bet Rubik is going to hit the ban. No, it's not going to be Rubik. It's going to be Clockwork. Getting rid of that hard lane. Tide do have the flexibility to run the Batrider up there. Admiral Bulldog has run the Batrider on occasion. Or they could just run the Batrider mid, or they could go for Puck and then go for Batrider and then Puck. Each have them solo lanes. Oh, an Ogre Magi. Well, that's an... I guess that's why they banned out the Enchantress, because they clearly had other plans. Ogre Magi, that's... I was just talking to someone about this. Ogre Magi, he does a lot of damage. He definitely does a lot of damage. His setup is that which does a good amount of damage in and of itself, whereas Shadow Demon, Bane, as well as Rubik, they don't have any damage in their setup. It's just there's like pretty much play stuns, and that's about it. But what Ogre Magi brings to the table is a good amount of burst damage. He has a good setup for Leshrac, and between those two stuns, it'll allow for Gyrocopter to, hell, even set up a missile. They should have enough time for that, or at the very least, move in close to get that rocket barrage going. But what the Ogre Magi brings to the table as far as damage, he lacks in certain respects. He is a Mirana pick 2 from no Tidehunter. What the hell's going on? This is very interesting. Ogre Magi though, he cannot poke in the lane. He's a melee hero, so if he's going to hit anyone, he has to get up close. And, well, you probably don't want to get up close to a lifestealer. Would not recommend that. And just being a melee support hero is generally a very giant weakness. Nyx Assassin gets around it by having the fact that he has Mana Burn, which is such an incredible poking spell that it kind of makes up for it. And then once he hits level 6, he just becomes an unstoppable powerhouse. Vendetta ganks are pretty much a sure thing, whereas multicasts clearly are not. So Ogre Magi won't have any presence in the lane, kind of similar to why we don't see Omni Knight too often, even though he does offer a lot as far as teamfight utility, supporting, and all of that. He just simply doesn't have any lane presence. And teams have run him on occasion. Na'Vi as well as EG have run that Omni Knight, but in that case, it's mostly just having a very strong laner, pretty much by themselves, and then having the Omni Knight running the pulling and stuff like that. And if he could survive the early stage, which is Omni Knight's and kind of Ogre Magi's real weakness, then they should be able to move on decently aside from that. And it looks like it is going to be Aki on the Ogre Magi. So very interesting. And also, well, I guess I should just go over Rox.Kis' final 2 pick. 2 supports, Rubik as well as Jakiro. Get a good amount of setup lockdown from that as well. But, that's really nothing too exciting. No Tide. Gonna cap off their lineup with a Mirana running Admiral Bulldog on the Gyrocopter. Is this going to be a tri-lane? I do feel like Gyrocopter would be better in the tri-lane. I mean, Fire Blast into a Split Earth will mean that Mirana's arrow... What the hell? Get out of here. Will mean that Mirana's arrow should be pretty easy to land. Like, if you have that much time to set up, then the arrow should have enough time to land. I mean,
really
I guess should probably stop repeating that. But, yeah, Mirana as a hard carry, we saw it run by, what was it, VP? Was it VP who ran it versus Rock? I want to say it was VP versus Rox.Kis. I want to say that was what it was, but I'm not too sure. It is going to be Loda heading up towards the top lane. It's going to be Admiral Bulldog as his typical solo role on that, well, now on the easy lane, Gyrocopter, heading down towards the bot lane. It's going to be S4 on that Batrider. EGM on the Leshrac, Aki on the Ogre Magi, and Loda hard carrying that Mirana. Yol is going to be on the Rubik. Vangscore going to be supporting as the Jakiro. Solo is looking to go to the mid lane as a Darkseer, yeah, prepping for the quick bottle build. Biz is going to be hard carrying that Lifestealer, and Dread is going to be heading towards the off lane as the Nature's Prophet, where he probably isn't going to have the best of times. This is the first time I actually selected the Dr. Kleiner announcer pack. I'm not too sure how much I like this, but hell, we'll keep going with it just because new things are always fun. Anyway, Mirana, she could do some pretty good work within a tri-lane. I mean, if she could get a lot of kills early on, which is what no Tidehunter's real goal is, then she'll be able to scale up, get a whole lot of levels going, and then just have a really easy time overall in the game. Looks like Rune's going to be on the bottom lane, Admiral Bulldog, managing to swipe that one out from the Treant. But that's a fairly big if. I mean, you would ideally want to have Mirana get as much farm as you possibly can. I mean, why would you not want that? But just the fact that she has low base damage, like comparatively low base damage, as well as the fact that her animation kind of sucks. And then Biz has, great animation, great attack damage. It's going to be really hard to get a kill on this Lifestealer. They would have to chain their stuns off pretty much perfectly, and even then they have Yol as well as Vangscore to worry about in that case. So best of luck to this no Tidehunter tri-lane. I'm kind of excited to see how it goes because there's 2 heroes that we don't see too often, and they are waiting in the wings. So we'll see when they want to pour on the aggression. The other 2 lanes, it is going to be Dread's Nature's Prophet versus Admiral Bulldog. This should be a relatively even lane. Both of them are ranged. Nature's Prophet should have stuff with him at all times so that he doesn't get blindsided by a rocket barrage. Mid lane, it is going to be S4 versus Solo. Solo going to head towards a quick bottle as fast as he can. Actually looks like he can take a small detour into the Magic Stick. Makes sense. He's up against a Batrider who is pretty even as far as CS goes. The Ion Shells will make it a little bit difficult for the Batrider. Oh, it looks like we have an engagement on the top lane. We have Vangscore. She's going to get beaten down. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed so much of that damage. Screw it. We're going to go back. Alright, so let's see how much damage these guys could put out. Bankscore gonna get hit by a Fire Blast, then a Split Earth, and then just right clicks. Oh no, it was a long range arrow. That was like a 4 or 5 seconds arrow. Bankscore gonna get beaten down by the two supports. Loda even managing to tag and assist there, and EGM draws first blood. As that is a partial benefit to having Mirana. You could stun from long range. I wouldn't really expect that from the Mirana. Usually if you see a Mirana, then well, ganks aren't really going to be happening over here. But she does have a long range presence, which is a little bit finicky just because of how kind of weak the arrow is just as a spell. But if you could really set them up for that long, then the arrow will fly through, and that did lead them to first blood. So we'll see if no Tidehunter to keep going for that. Bankscore definitely did not expect that kill to happen. Just being so far away, you don't really expect an arrow just because, well, I mean, you are fighting against a Mirana, so you always have to expect arrows. But it's just something that teams are not used to just because of how rarely we see this Mirana. EGM going to plan to ward and find himself an invisibility rune, or at least save it for S4. Yol as well as Bankscore finally finding that sentry ward, which has been messing with their pulls. So now they can do it, although the creep equilibrium has been pretty close to their tower. Biz 10 for 2 versus Loda's 5 for 2. And Mirana in this tri-lane with her low base damage is really hard to outlast hit a lifestealer. Hell, it's even hard to just last hit at all with a Mirana. Now EGM gonna get his wounds opened up. Where's the ice path? Bloodlust on the EGM, picked up at level 2. Fire Blast to slow down that ice path, and EGM gonna run out of there just fine. Salve up. Are they gonna look for retaliation? They have Leap as well as Sacred Arrows. A lot of stun duration, but not too much damage. So they're gonna be really reliant on their right click. Something that Ogre Magi, if he can get in close, then he can do some pretty heavy right click damage. 64 is not bad at all. You see Lifestealer 69 damage right now. But Aki on the Ogre Magi opting for a point of Bloodlust in favor of Ignite. I mean, I would, if you were, usually you would go for Ignite. At least get 1 point Fire Blast, 1 point Ignite. It is very expensive on your mana pool. Ogre Magi doesn't really have the best starting intelligence. But just having that extra slow, probably very worth it. But instead, going to opt for a point in Bloodlust. That's definitely going to help EGM keep up with his targets, run with them, and make sure that his Edict, as well as possibly another spellcast of Split Earth, does come out. But really, they don't have. There's not much of a reason to go heavy into the Bloodlust at this point, because even though the movement speed is nice, your attack speed is kind of wasted. I mean, what are you really going to be attacking quickly? I guess the right clicks are going to be a little bit. They're going to be nice, definitely. But it's definitely going to pale in comparison to the amount of spell damage, or I guess composite damage, that Diabolic Edict, as well as everything else that they have offers. So I do think Ignite would be a little bit better. I do think, additionally, that no Tidehunter, I'm not sure if it was them, it was someone who ran the Ogre Magi with a, what was it, no Tide? What it might have been. Open wounds though onto Aki. He's gonna Bloodlust himself, try to get away. Yol's moving in for that lift. He's not gonna get it though. The Split Earth is going to not be cast. Instead, the Edict as well as right click damage will be enough. EGM just thinking about Split Earth constantly, going to go for Fanscore, but here comes Solo. Does he have any points of vacuum? His Ion Shell is going to kill off that Lashrak, now he's gonna run with Aki. Teleportation from Dread has come in as well. Dread though, very weak. She sees one more right click. Loda is gonna get the kill on the Station Prophet, then leap into the trees. Is he safe here? He's not. The Ion Shell will tickle him to death. No, it won't. He has Majesty charges, but they're gonna eat through the trees. They have tangos aplenty, and now Loda stuck in a corner. He's gonna die. Biz is gonna move in, and he's gonna beat that Mirana down. Biz gets a triple kill on this top lane. 1700 gold, instantly buys up a set of phase boots. But that is a 1 kill for no Tidehunter, I believe. Yeah, they did get Dread. They did. Did they get anyone else? Mirana got Dread. I don't think they got anyone else. But that is rotation coming from Rox.Kis, both in their mid lane as well as their off lane. That does mean that Admiral Bulldog as well as S4, who opted not to join that fight. It was a little bit too far away to actually be a viable thing to join. But they did get a little bit of free time without the presence of the enemy lane, and most of all that hurt Dread. I think just teleporting in to instantly die, probably not the best situation to be in. You can see, oh no, they also got, no Tide also got a kill onto like the Jakiro, right? As we see Zolo just getting it burned down by S4. No Surge? Did he? No Surge. Probably should have surged. Had magic stick charges. I don't. That. What? I don't even. Anyway, Aki as well as EGM with that level 2 Bloodlust gonna roam pretty heavily. The movement speed definitely helps. Like, don't get me wrong, but just the attack speed. It's, I don't know, because either way, if you get Ignite or Bloodlust, you're going to have a movement speed differential. Like, either you're going to be faster or they're going to be slower. It really doesn't matter too much. It looks like they're going to do a loop around gank for this Darkseer. Stacks of tar going to start off. Lasso's not here, but already we see Solo trying to go aggressive onto S4. Flame Break trying to push him back into Aki. Aki very, very slow without those boots. Does have the Bloodlust, so I guess that will kind of help this fact that he has no boots. In the meantime, Gyrocopter getting a solo kill onto Nature's Prophet, but Solo still on the run. No Lasso's up on the Batrider. Mirana Arrow. Here we go. Baller time, Loda. Come on. Come on. Okay, Solo's just going to walk right through the tier 1 tower. Okay. Loda gonna do a little body blocking. Starstorm does pretty heavy damage as well. That might not be enough. Oh, one more right click. No, magically charges will keep him alive. An unsuccessful smoke gank from Rox.Kis, although they do force the Darkseer to pretty much go all the way back to the base. He probably can't stick around here unless there's a salve that someone wants to give him. Now there is. Look at that. Sharing is caring. But in the end, they do end up getting a kill, no Tidehunter, because Admiral Bulldog decided to go very aggressive onto Dread on the spot lane. And with a call down level 4 Rocket Barrage, Nature's Prophet is incredibly soft as a hero. And he really can't withstand that. Level 8 now on this Gyrocopter, whereas Dread is only level 6, has left the lane to go die, as I mentioned before. And that second death really solidifying that bottom lane for no Tidehunter. Admiral Bulldog doing very well there. And he is very high on the gold per minute chart. If you could get a Gyrocopter free farm without wasting the time of your supports, that's just gravy. And now Loda, oh, this is a next level smoke gank right here. Can he use the Moonlight Shadow? They think it's a sure thing to get a kill onto Biz. Aki, though, going to reveal the invisibility. Oh, they're going to get into position. They're running out of invisibility, though. Biz is now vulnerable. There's the Fire Blast to open up. Can they chain stun this perfectly? Split Earth as well as Arrow, both going to whiff. Edict damage might be enough to kill him off, though. It's going to be close. No, Biz with the movement speed is going to be just fine, and Nature's Prophet dies a second time. Gyrocopter tagging him again with just a Rocket Barrage call down. Yeah, very, very easy kill. Loda now trying to harass down Biz. There's the Fire Blast once again. Split Earth not going to latch in time because of that rage. Aki now going to get opened up by Biz, though the right click damage might be enough. Flame Break will snipe him off. Batrider rotating in from the bottom lane. Now going to get a stack of tar onto Vangstor. There's the leap for the movement speed. Split Earth is going to land as well. And Vangstor is going to die. Solo has now arrived, but the lasso is ready and waiting for him. No more spells, really. Aki's going to get one more Fire Blast off. Loda does have an arrow, but I don't think he can actually land. He's going to throw it. He is going to land it. Wow, impressive. S4 going to rotate up to the top lane, find himself a double kill, and then just teleport on out of there. And no Tide, with everyone living at just a sliver of HP, that's the best fight that you could possibly ask for if everyone leaves with no mana and 1 HP. They managed to get a couple kills on this top lane, and Admiral Bulldog also getting a couple kills on the bottom lane. Now Dread is going to be replaced by Yol, but I mean, he does have the telekinesis, but still, if he gets hit by a call down, don't really feel too confident about his chances. Admiral Bulldog is, though, very weak on HP. He's going to have to go back to the base, or, no, salve up. There we go. He can actually look for a kill on this Rubik right now. So far, this Mirana pick is working out quite nicely for no Tidehunter, even though Mirana's not getting the most CS, 29 CS versus Admiral Bulldog's 50, and Biz is 32. Just the fact that they're always being super aggressive on this lane, and Rox.Kis are kind of out of position to play in a defensive fashion, means that Loda is getting a lot of kills, a lot of assists. You can see 215 on this Mirana. Has been involved in the majority of the kills thus far, and if you get that much assist gold and that much kill gold, it really doesn't matter if you're not last hitting perfectly, because the Starstorm as well as that Sacred Arrow, even using that early Moonlight Shadow to set up that although unsuccessful gank, Loda's really playing the Mirana as not so much as a hard carry, which is kind of surprising. Loda is the hard carry player for no Tidehunter, although when you're picking up someone like a Mirana, you pretty much just slap on to her whichever player you feel feels the most confident playing that hero. And they're really not looking for a hard carry Mirana. That's not what that's not what's going to happen. It's going to be a hard carry Gyrocopter with a Mirana just trying to, support as well. They're going to actually run 2 Rings of Aquila. Gyrocopter did get that one first, so it's Loda's fault for stacking that up, although, they're probably not going to be together all that long. And, Blink Initiation from the Batrider, going to get a lasso onto Solo. Split Earth going to land, although the telekinesis from EGM going to hold him out a little bit from the damage. Should be enough with that Fire Blast to kill him off. EGM sitting in the fire. He's going to go down. No, he's not. An Urn Charge saving him from that last right click from the Rubik. Very, very well played by that Leshrac, keeping himself alive. And Ogre Magi now hit that level 6 mark, finally has his boots. Jesus, Aki. Ogre Magi is going to be pretty swift now with that Bloodlust. What is it? 12% movement speed, that's like 370? 10%? 12, yeah, 370, 380 movement speed, something like that. Moonlight Shadow being used, but they are aware of it, and Rox.Kis forced to play defensive for a short period of time. Loda, not sure what exactly that was about. No one was really in danger. Possibly they wanted Admiral Bulldog to set up for a kill opportunity onto Biz. Not sure if he even has enough damage to do that. He's going for a very defensive build. Not pretty good idea, I would say, considering how much damage they have from this Ogre Magi Leshrac combination right now, as well as the Mirana. So you don't really need to go for straight up damage. You could afford to get a little bit of defensive capabilities. Make sure you don't die and guarantee your farm in the future. Might even think about dominating a creep and then stacking some ancients. They're going to look for a kill onto Vangscore. The Split Earth is actually going to land. Loda's going to follow up with the arrow. They should have enough damage to bring this Jakiro down. Here comes Dread. A little bit over his head, actually. Loda is out of mana, and they're going to fall back with a teleportation coming in from Yol. Leap Away is going to keep Miran alive, although EGM is not going to be so lucky. Here comes Solo, however. He's going to get a lasso onto Yol. EGM trying to bring down Dread before he himself does go down. He will do so. Yol even getting it bursted down by S4. Now going to try to go for Solo. Teleportation coming in from the resurrected Jakiro. Loda has restored himself up to pretty high amounts of HP. Aki gonna bloodlust him up, and they want to go for a kill onto Solo. There's a Fire Blast. Not gonna multicast just yet, but setting up perfectly for the arrow. They should have enough damage to just beat down this Darkseer. It will be very close, but it will be enough. Miran taking that kill, and now Vangscore trying to hug his tier 1 tower. Aki does have another Fire Blast, and he's going to land it. No multicast once again, but it should not matter. Vangscore is just way over his head. Level 4 versus level 10, level 7, and level 12. There's nothing that Jakiro could do about that. Really, the levels from Rox.Kis on their supports are kind of lacking. If you look at No Tide, they're both at least at level 6 mark, whereas Rubik has just barely hit his level 6 because he was on that bot lane for such a long time. And really, No Tide, they have a huge level advantage, they have a huge gold advantage, and that's slowly starting to increase as time goes on. Biz trying to go towards an armlet, knows that he needs to fight. He's going to be pressured enough to be forced to fight early, so he's going to go for that armlet, very standard item on the Lifestealer. Will help him in these fights, but we do now see a secondary tower going to go down. Arrow fishing for Yol, not going to find him. It's going to put them around at very low amounts of mana. Oh, but they're going to find Dread. Goodbye, Dread. Missile going to set up, Split Earth. Missing completely, but Dread, he knew that he was dead. Once he saw that missile, he's like, screw it, it's all over, man. It's all over. Call down onto Yol. Might happen, no split. The Ice Path going to hold him out. The call down is going to hit onto Biz as well as Vangscore. Arrow going to hit onto Biz, but he absorbs it. The call down actually stolen by the Rubik, going to kill off the Gyrocopter. A little bit of his own medicine there. EGM, he gets Split Earth onto Biz once again, but Solo is on the chase. EGM, no mana to do, no cooldowns to do anything. Him and Loda gonna actually pop the Moonlight Shadow, and they should get out of this alive. Ice Path going to miss, and they can actually turn this run around for Biz if they land a Split Earth. EGM gonna try for it. He is gonna get it, and that's gonna set up for it. Loda, he doesn't have any more mana. Actually, right clicks will it be enough. He's gonna invest into Vangscore. Here comes Solo as well as Dread, but here comes S4 as well. Mirana is going to drop. EGM though is trapped in the Sprouts. Solo gonna get pulled away so that Iron Shell doesn't do any damage. Split Earth once again onto Dread. EGM trying to kill off Solo before he does go down, and he will get it once again, even getting an Urge Charge onto Nature's Prophet. Yol gonna drop very low as well. S4 though gonna blink forward. He wants more. Gonna get lassoed by Rubik. Well, Rubik has been pretty good at stealing ultimates, but really, is it enough? 21 for 8, and now S4 is pissed. He is level 4 on that tower. He is level 4 Flame Break, and here comes an Ogre Magi. Looks like it's not going to be in time. It's a monster kill for S4, and 22 for 8, Rox.Kis. Much like last game, getting the short end of every single trade. And that is not a situation you want to be in when the enemy team has a free farming Gyrocopter as well as a semi-carry Mirana who's getting a lot of gold, 3,200. Wow. What's going to be the item choice? It's going to be a Yasha probably? I'm kind of curious because, you know, with Mirana you could go for damage, you could go for more utility, you could even go just drums Yasha straight and then just be a movement speed monster. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what Loda wants to do with this money because he has a lot of it. I mean, 3,800. Divine Rapier Mirana? No. You wouldn't. That would be throwing the game away. Or potentially throwing the game away. Yeah, but Aki completely skipping the Ignite. It is going to ease a little bit of the strain on his mana pool. Instead going for a lot of Bloodlust. So this is like full support Ogre Magi. Still not entirely convinced if Ignite or Bloodlust is actually... which one's actually better. Oh, EGM. He's hunting. Gonna find 2 and there's no True Sight. Oh, Dread, you just like, oh, just go clear off those Ancients. Just go ahead. EGM could just kill him right now, although these Treants will make Edict a little bit difficult. Bottom lane is being pushed in the meantime. There's the Edict and Pulse Nova and Dread up. He's just waiting for the Bat Rider, and Bat Rider's going to pop in with the Flame Break. Leshrac is going to get that kill. Now blink forward for a lasso onto Yol. They're not going to let him escape. Split Earth perfectly on the mark from EGM, and Yol's also going to die to this time Admiral Bulldog. They did manage to defend their tier 2 tower, or at least no time to have fallen back from that. But Rox.Kis once again losing 2 heroes. These are losses that they really can't afford to take. The top 3 in the gold per minute is being dominated quite handily by Tidehunter. You can see a huge 100 gold per minute between the next... Oh, actually EGM even getting up there as well. Admiral Bulldog going to get his wounds opened up, but a Force Staff now up on the Bat Rider, going to save that Gyrocopter from any further damage. Ice Path going to miss completely. Is there a Blink Lasso? There is not. Where did the Bat Rider go? He went the complete other direction. Doesn't have that lasso up just yet. So no engagement there. And Rox.Kis, they have... I mean, at this point, Biz is the only real hope for them. Because Dread, although normally you could say Nature Prophet can recover and get a lot of farm, he's getting shut down so hard with 6 deaths. Dread is really not getting anything at all. He's going to try to go for more cost-effective items with that medallion, possibly open up an opportunity for Roshan, which currently is not being covered by any wards. In the meantime, top lane does get brought down by EGM. Might be in a little bit of trouble. Now, Rox.Kis, they feel really pressured right now, as well they should because of this reason. Biz going to get Force Staff down to the low ground. There is no escape for you, my friend. There's a Split Earth, as well as a Fire Blast. Has Aki gotten a multicast yet? I feel for you, man. I never get multicast. Biz trying to get into these creeps to try to get some Infest health. Not going to happen, though. In the meantime, Rubik even getting picked off by Mirana solo with a Sanjin Yasha. That's an item that I know Loda likes to get, like, on occasion. It's a very jack-of-all-trades item. Like, lots of people say Sanjin Yasha is bad. Those people are wrong. Sanjin Yasha is not a bad item. It is just there are just better items to get depending on what you need. Like, if you need damage, then you go for Manta Style. If you need health, then you go for... Hell, you go for whatever it is. You go for health. You go for drums or something like that. But Sanjin Yasha gives you that mix. It's a middle-of-the-road item. And if you're playing a hero like Mirana, I would say it's not a bad idea. Juggernaut is also a hero that could use the movement speed as well as the durability from Sanjin Yasha as well. So I know people do like to get that item onto him. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, Loda's not looking to be that huge damage dealer. Just getting that additional amount of durability will help him to stick in the fights for that much longer. Admiral Bulldog, though, going to get yanked. He's going to go for a Sanjin Yasha, too. So it looks like this is going to be Team Sanjin Yasha. Fall down, getting hit onto solo once, but that's about it. Oh, here comes the support, however. Pulse Nova Edict gonna shred down the Darkseer. S4 finds a godlike streak. Is there anyone else on the team with a Sanjin Yasha? I think there should be. I mean, come on, go all the way. Mirana now coming straight in. They're gonna get stunned by a Wild Centaur. Yol, very low on HP. The Split Earth is going to hit, and Loda just one more hit to kill off Yol. It's not gonna happen. Starstorm missing from the Rubik. EGM on the run, as is Loda. You cannot catch up to this Mirana. So much movement speed. Ice Path just barely going to miss EGM. And he should be able to walk out here fine, although here comes Biz once again, going to open with the open wounds. EGM, though, instantly going into that Ghost Scepter form. Biz taking a good chunk of damage from that Edict. Loda is around with a little bit of mana. Split Earth going to hit onto Yol, where he should not have been there. Biz possibly tempting fate a little bit too much. Going to get bursts down. No armlet toggling. No magic sticks available. Now Dread is in danger as well. No lasso, but it looks like they might not even need an arrow. Going to hit perfectly onto the Nature Prophet. Beautiful arrow. And a Split Earth follow up onto Solo, who just newly teleported in. Starstorm used some heavy damage to him. Ice Path going to hit onto EGM. Hold him out from Solo, but Rank Score now is the one in danger. There's a Flame Break going to kill him off, and S4 once more has the lasso in 5 seconds. It's not going to be in time over. It's a complete team wipe in favor of Tidehunter. And that kind of makes me sad. I wish this game would be a little bit closer. Not because I like seeing close games, which I do. Everyone loves seeing close. Oh, well, yeah, you don't want to be there, yo. You're coming with me. Come with me, baby. And they don't have enough damage unless EGM man fights. Split Earth stolen. Yo, man fight. Oh, EGM. Run, Bloodlust, run. Oh, teleportation sport. It's Biz, and he wants blood. And there's mana on Aki, so he should be able to hold him out for a little bit. Aki with the jukes. Well, okay, that was kind of weak. Now Aki's gonna die. Nature's Prophet ultimate finding that kill. EGM with Bloodlust should survive. Dread coming in, but missing the right click because of the Ghost Scepter. Admiral Bulldog gonna deny everything, and EGM with Split Earth finds an unstoppable streak. Gyrocopter looks like they're not even worried about their lack of damage. Biz on the run has Rage, so he should be fine. Although Admiral Bulldog hits pretty hard. As you can see, the main kind of working out for Biz, although 3 heroes now. Dread, you probably don't want to do this even though you have support from Solo. Ice Path knocking down to anything. Solo going to take a huge chunk of damage. Admiral Bulldog standing his ground with the lifesteal, with the Sange in the SMY. That's going to be, once again, most of a team wipe. Oh wait, no, there is going to be a team wipe. Yol wants to feed himself to the grinder. Take more kills at No Tide, and Admiral Bulldog is going to suicide. They know it's all over. EGM is going to play with the wall as well. There's the GG well played. No Tidehunter forcing Rox.Kis to bite the curb while they lay their giant boot down onto them with a Mirana as well as Ogre Magi pick. I said I wanted this game to be a little bit closer because, you know, with these types of games, you see weird heroes, they usually do very well or very poorly, and it's rarely that you see a long drawn-out game where you get to see really the true lifespan of the effectiveness of both the Ogre Magi as well as the Mirana. Regardless, it is going to be end of the set. No Tidehunter to take it 2-0 over Rox.Kis. We're going to be moving on to the next set. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. If you did not, let me know why. Other than that, GG.